Once again, it's on. Once again, it's on. I don't know where everybody at today. Everybody is coach ain't here, trap ain't here. It's just me and y'all at the lunch table. My mic coming through. How my mic sound? My mic sound good. Is my audio good? Let me know how that audio sounding. My damn phone is listening to every word I'm saying. Amen, 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 amen. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here, noon Pacific Standard Time on Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Again, this is probably our last week um, going live from Digital Soapbox. We'll probably only be going live from No Ceilings Podcast by Glasses Malone on YouTube. Um, subscribe to that YouTube page now. We definitely about to update some new dope stuff on Digital Soapbox content wise, more pre-produced production. It's definitely time to start cutting my film and TV chops. So producing way more songs, producing more content, producing more ideas. Um, so we'll start doing all the live stream stuff from No Ceilings by Glasses Malone YouTube page. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. You know what I mean? We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. You see if the podcast went up. Did the new podcast go up? Oh, yep. The new podcast went up 18 hours ago. Conversations on a Tuesday with my brother Peter Boz. Really great conversation. I peel back some layers, things that I'm going through, you know what I mean, in this business, trying to keep my sanity, and really not destroy people's lives. There's an innate level of street justice in me, you know what I mean, that allows me to make sure people understand what's fair. And I have to adjust that sometimes. Um, but yeah, it's a great conversation. Conversations on the Tuesday. You can check it out on No Ceilings Podcast. That's on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. We're gonna get this thing started. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. Y'all already cooking. Marcus Mitchell. Random, do you eat at Hawkins Burgers? Yes, I do, my boy. Right to this very day. It's a really good burger. Shout out to No Cuz, John S, Clip, Fats. What up, Fats? Thank you for helping on all of the moderation. Appreciate that. My dog Squish. P, what's the deal? LK, thank you for stopping by. 6-7. What's up, Michelle? Fats, Rough. Yeah, Fatima, what's happening? Natasha. We'll get this thing cracking. Yeah, Lex, that was a really deep pod, man. Um, it's real too, you know what I mean? Because it's one thing I realized about hip hop, the one thing I didn't need coming into it was my ego. Like in the streets, in street life, your ego is your everything. It's your credit score. You know what I mean? Your reputation is your credit score. It's why people gonna treat you correctly. People not going to they'll treat you correctly. Opportunities come from your reputation. Everything in the streets is your reputation, your ego and your reputation. So that your ego fuels your reputation. So that becomes your credit score. And in hip hop, you know what I mean? It's a little different, especially in the music business. When it comes to hip hop, your ego is kind of your worst enemy. And I've been going through a lot of stuff where I've been letting, you know, um, people playing with me, and I'm not used to that because I have built a solid reputation to where people know, there's a consequence that comes with playing with me. So trying to make it make sense in a business is just very different. It's a different journey, Lex. It's a completely different journey. But either way, I'm making it through. You know what I mean, and I'm expanding on my creativity. So that's been a relief. That's been a relief, expanding on all my creativity, telling more stories in different ways. Um, but here we are anyway. What the hell is Trap? What the hell is Coach? King is in Florida, so he out the way. So I guess it's just us. It's us to talk about everything going on in hip hop. Because that's why we come here, right? To talk about everything in hip hop. I come to cook for y'all, y'all cooking for me. So I've noticed this. This has been a weird conversation that I've tried to avoid. This thing with Jay-Z and his son, or they're alleging, excuse me, that that's his son. Um, Man, that's a lot for me. I have really went out of my way to avoid that conversation. Now, because I've met Jay, because I've met Jay, right? I struggle, and not to mention I am a fan of his music. Like I'm a fanatic of Jay-Z music. Um, I struggle to believe um that he would just have a kid and not raise his kid. Like, now that could be I'm brainwashed because I'm such a Jay-Z fanatic, you know what I mean, on his music, and he presents himself as an honorable man. Um, Meeting him, getting a vibe where I felt the kinship with him, you know what I mean, instantly. Um, it's so many different things that make me question why I struggle to believe Jay-Z could have a kid and not be involved in that kid's life. Like, it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. Coach, what's the deal?
What's up? What's up, G?
It's all good. Um, where y'all at with it? How you feel about that, Coach? You think Jay could have a kid and be okay with not? That's just a lot.
It's funny. I was gonna ask you the same thing.
I can't see it.
I don't know. I couldn't do it if it was me. Jay, why would he do it though? Like, why wouldn't he want to take responsibility for his kid?
Trap said he felt the mom was 16.
Oh, okay.
You're now?
Yeah, hold on, my phone.
But
you hot, Trap. You hella hot too.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me do
that. Trap said because the mom was 16 years old. And I'm like, yeah, but it's probably one of those states. Remember, it's over 30 states in the United States of America and the whole union where the legal age of consent is 16, especially 30 plus years ago.
And then it's her. She got family members coming out saying that she lied about her age anyway. She got people saying that she said that he was 18 and that she said that she was 18. So I don't think people will hold that against Jay. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me. I just think if it is his son, Jay should just or if he think it could be his son, just get the blood test and figure it out. He got enough bread. It ain't the bread.
Well, the man is grown, so it wouldn't be no bread.
Oh, I mean, you wouldn't feel like he had a certain obligation at that point to at least, I mean, I'm not just give him money, but kind of take him under his wing now, make up for lost time? Or you just like, all right, you my son, fuck you. All right, bye.
As an adult,
that sound crazy.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's the money. I'm trying to figure out, like, there's no way he messed with this kid's mom. That's what it had to be. And maybe I'm being too.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good. Maybe I believe too much in Jay-Z.
You do like him.
I'm a huge, but I've critiqued some of his moves, you know what I mean? But and this is where those things where, I didn't grow up with Jay-Z. I ain't spent 50 hours with him. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's conversations in passing, dope conversations and just really digesting his music, digesting his interviews, things that he's presented to me. But something that would just be really hard for me to believe that Jay
So,
has a kid.
so what would be hard for you to believe that would it be hard for you to believe that he was 22 and was messing around with a 16-year-old back in '94?
That was standard. All these dudes used to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
I was in high school.
yeah.
At that time, I was
I wasn't
15.
doing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, at that time, I was 15. The dudes was in college, was coming to pick up the girls at high
Yeah,
school. There
yeah,
wasn't no, so it
yeah.
can't be that. I don't believe it could be something as silly as, oh, he's worried about how people are going to judge him
That's
based
what it
on.
is. That's what it
So
is, bro.
you think that's it, Trap? You think that's a total?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you had like a
That's all it
little
could be.
trapper keeper or a little whipper trapper come up to you, back you already grown, he come up to you and he like, hey, you might be my pops. How would you and you was in
Yo,
the same situation with the mom? She was 16, you was
see,
22.
listen. All right, first, no, it's not gonna happen right there. I think our generation, we broke that curse. Like we wasn't doing that shit. I know I wasn't doing that shit right there. I used to be tight when I was doing that shit. So, but if it was like a situation where somebody came up to me 18 years later and said, yo, I think you might be my pops. I'm gonna go get it checked on. Know what I'm saying?
But see,
What
that's
reason
what I'm
would I
saying.
have not to do it?
You a stand-up dude. And I
Yeah,
want to believe Jay-Z is a stand-up dude. And my thing is, if you think that you ain't never even messed with the broad, you ain't never talked to her, and that's what you really feel, go get the blood test. Go get the test, DNA test, whatever they're doing. And, hey, look, and listen, all right, there ain't nothing. I told you it was nothing here. Why don't he just
yeah.
go do that?
I don't know.
So I would believe the only reason he wouldn't get a test is
Why?
because he had no involvement with the mom.
No, I don't believe that.
Because me, I would get a test if it was a possibility, no matter
I was just
what.
about to ask you.
Shout out to Fatima. Glasses. I don't believe he didn't provide financial support. He went hard for Khalif Browder from the Bronx, and I believe he would do the same for his own. No, yeah. I'm not saying he wouldn't help his son, but I don't think he's avoiding parental, ownership of making this man because he's worried about the money or this person
I ain't
asking
worried about
for
no money.
He's not entitled to anything. The kid, the man is 30-something. He's not entitled to anything. You know what I mean? So it's not like he would have to pay child support or, it's not that kind of party. And
So
I thought
if it,
about the age idea, and it's like, if you are, even if he was 22, in 94, Jay was 25.
20, yeah.
Damn.
No, he came out 26 though, so he was 24.
No.
He came out in 96.
94, he was born in 69.
Okay.
Not the age shame, but damn.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
25 and she was 16. That's not even that crazy, especially at that time. People was just, you had seen dudes doing that.
But now at this time, though, we look at the shit though. Back then, yeah, okay. Back then, niggas was doing creep shit back then. But right now, if that shit come out right now, niggas say that shit like that, be, and you know what I'm saying, that shit gonna be looked upon like it's gonna be looked upon crazy, bro. This man good.
So Trap, you think it's and G, y'all think it's because it's 2025, he can't, like if it was 88 or 96 or something, like he'd be fine with coming out and be like, all right, maybe this could be a possibility. You think it's because of 2025 and they're gonna vilify him for having sex with an underage girl or possibly underage girl?
I think that it's gonna be looked upon crazy because of the age thing. It's gonna be looked upon crazy because the dude came about. His moms had put out a video. You know what I'm saying this shit back in like 2016. Before that, I remember when I first seen I don't know if it's the first dude. I don't know if it's the same kid that I seen years ago. When niggas was like, yo, hold on, that gotta be an old kid. Niggas seen like a picture of the kid, like, yo, hold on, he had to say, no, this all lived, all that shit like that though.
What state was he born? What state was
Jersey.
I don't know. I just feel like, number one, that picture, they keep putting that side by side up.
They look alike.
Hey, it's them ears, man.
They look
In
alike,
New
dude.
Jersey, the legal age of consent for sexual activity is 16 years old. This means that individuals 16 and older are legally able to consent to sexual activity.
Only reason why I hate when you bring that stuff like that up right there is, you're right. It's legal, but is it morally right though, bro?
Yeah, but
All right,
listen,
it's legal, but it's not morally
But
right.
G,
It's
you
not.
know they're gonna charge him in the moral court. Like
Yeah.
they're not
how is
gonna.
that? But how is that? Where else would you morally decide somebody's of age? That listen,
Niggas are weird nowadays,
yeah, but
man.
we don't have a moral compass of age.
And
So
Like it's very much who you are as an intellect and how you want to interact with someone else,
So-
right? Like me, for me, it's different. Like I'm reading, I'm doing 1,000 things as an adult, as a 45-year-old man. I'm doing a lot of stuff that fits my age. So yes, if I tried to interact with an 18-year-old girl or a 16-year-old girl, it'd be night and day.
the problem is we don't have millions of people thinking like you. Like you, I think you're right. I agree with you. But it's gonna be a million, 2, 4, 5, 10 million other people thinking differently. Like, oh, that's too young.
Exactly.
And all this bullshit.
But I think that's a lie. I think too many thought leaders are not really being honest.
Possibly. You
You
probably
know what I
right.
mean? Like I think everybody is trying to, like, you can't, all of us morally can't have, okay, morality done in culture is different, right? So like at a place where everybody live, that could be normal. Each of us independently has our own moral compass on who we want to interact with to any capacity.
Right.
Right. So I'm saying, I don't know if I wouldn't look at Jay-Z crazy if he was 25 years old in 1994 and was messing with a 16-year-old girl. Like I wouldn't look at that.
Four
I
right
would
in
look at where
line.
he was at
Four right in
25
line with all them creeps. Four right in
Huh?
line with all them creeps that were 25 and 94. All them niggas was doing that shit. It was
I don't know
creeps,
if,
man.
I don't know if they were creeps. I just
Niggas was
think that
creeps.
25,
That might have been an East Coast thing, Trap.
Get the fuck out of here. Y'all was doing that shit out there. So fuck out of here. You ain't gonna put that on us. They ain't put that on us.
Oh shit.
Yeah, show all around the back, B.
You right. You right.
Yo, this should get, hold on. This should get even deeper, B. Cause niggas will start saying, oh, that's why he was so comfortable with them doing albums on Best of Both Worlds and shit. And they didn't have no problem about what Homeboy was doing.
But that's how niggas start reaching. That's the problem though. But that be happening. Like Jay's like looking at that shit like, oh, okay, so now these niggas wrapping me up with R. Kelly, even though me and that nigga got into it at the with our nigga off the shit and everything. But they ain't gonna remember that shit. They gonna remember the first half of the damn session when I was, you know. So now Jay probably like niggas even start saying that they start the Beyonce getting robbed and shit. That's a cover up. She didn't get robbed. They doing that to try to pass the buck. Cause they get off this Jay-Z. You heard about that Beyonce shit?
No, Beyonce got robbed.
Yeah, she got robbed. Her car, I think, got broken into.
Yeah, no, one of her associates had some of her equipment and it got stolen.
Okay, there we go.
The associate called in to the authorities to report it.
Now people out there, now people running with that shit, talking about, oh, they trying to be J and B know what they doing. They trying to pass the blame on the B, trying to get that story on the B now and trying to get it off of him and shit. Like people just take everything and try to run. Everything's a story.
Shout out to Fatima. She gets what I'm saying. I think it's not cut and dry, Trap. Plenty of 16 years dating men and having parental parent permission. Let's give him grace to tell his own story. And that's where I'm at with it.
I feel you.
Like I'm not calling everybody at that time a creep. If they're like, even if a dude today, 22 years old, is dating somebody 16, I need to meet them or know them before I have an opinion on what they're doing.
Wait, meet which one? Which party?
Both. I need to see both. It's really important, Coach. I get it, right? Like,
so you gonna have a sit down and be like, hey.
No, I would like to know them to know what's their bond, what's their connection, how mature is a 22-year-old, how mature is a 16-year-old. Yeah. It's important, Coach, because I get it. We have this California mind state where the legal age of consent is 18. Right? And that's how we see it. We like, oh, long as she 18, we don't even trip if somebody 30 and 18. You know, even though that's night and day different. If it was a moral compass, right? Because somebody could be 18 and a man could be 30 and nobody gonna look twice because of the legal age. That's where you define morality. I mean,
but you gonna sit a nigga down and be like, oh, so you like Play-Doh too? Okay, you like bedtime. Like how you gonna? I don't know. So if you got a really young-minded 23 or 24-year-old, should he have a right to talk to a 15 or 16-year-old because he like Play-Doh? Because he like bedtime stories?
No, I just think that people bond differently when like they like it depends. Like
Yeah, we're
somebody
still on a
coming to
slippery
me,
slope right now, bro. I think we need to move on
I'm
from this,
not
bro.
tripping.
Yeah, because
Look, I'm
what
not. Listen,
this 23-year-old at the
listen.
park, he like the swings. So now he
Listen.
beating little.
One thing I'm not gonna do, bro, is be
No,
intimidated.
I know that. I know that. Go
No,
ahead,
no,
bro.
no.
Go ahead,
But it's
bro.
really important. I'm not gonna be
You know,
intimidated
G don't give a fuck.
by
I
thinking.
know.
I'm not gonna be intimidated by thinking. I'm not gonna be intimidated by stating facts. I don't give two fucks if nobody want to talk to me after this. Kiss my ass. I'd rather be at war with the world and at peace with myself every day of the week. Because I can look in the mirror and be okay at what I see. If I let mainstream America or people's ignorant shit tell me anything, dog, I couldn't look in the mirror.
Okay, but going deeper to what you're saying though, because I'm really curious.
Well, because I'm
Okay.
saying if like okay, again, because it's 33 states in the union,
Mhm.
right? The legal age of consent for sexual activity is 16.
Okay.
So they can choose 16 years old. It's not 18 around the country. It's
Let me ask you a
only
question.
18 in America. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. So what's your thoughts on the creeps that leave and go to Mexico and do some weird shit in Mexico? Is it cool for them to do it because they went to Mexico and did
I
it?
have no idea. Like now you get into things that are way beyond my thought. I'm not even ready. I'm not even equipped to know that.
Right. I'm just saying.
I didn't even know that was I never heard that.
Yeah.
Niggas,
Now niggas is creeps and go to Mexico and do creepy ass shit in Mexico and
I
then fuck
never heard
around. Yeah. Come on, bro. That shit going on all the
I
time. You
never
creep
heard
out.
that. Never heard
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. So you
That's
can't
way-
go within that.
But
You can't go within that. Yo,
this
it's not
ain't-
here.
but
It's not
this ain't-
there.
But this ain't that, right? It's a difference when somebody is a predatorial person hunting somebody that's,
yeah,
underage. Like that becomes the preference, and then they're hunting that thing. Right? It's a difference. So I'm saying in Jay's situation, like even if he's 25, right? Because he was born in 69, if it's 1994, you're talking about 25 years old, roughly, right? 24, 25 years old, the person is 16, right? I wouldn't look at him crazy at that time to think that way. I just wouldn't. Like, I don't know who they were as people. Like, I don't know nothing about them. It's not that far to where I'm like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Like, I'm more worried when I see a man that's 60 dating a woman 30.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I feel like you went in. You find a nice little 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Man, at
care
60 years old, bro,
that's a fully developed brain. My bad, Coach. Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm just saying, have you seen some of these 60-year-old women out?
Yeah.
Well, so my question to y'all is, how do y'all think y'all come up with your moral compass for this? Because what you said ain't true. Like, I don't think you understand when the brain stops developing and starts developing, and nor does that have anything to do with age of consent. So again, you're not formulating your morality based off of what science tells you. Well, it used to be based off what science tell you, but you're saying that you have a deeper understanding of science of when brains develop, and that makes it okay versus the issue of two people interacting with each other and one person taking advantage of somebody else. Because that's what the cornerstone of the argument is when you start talking about sexual consent. Somebody's taking advantage of somebody. So if you're saying you're not worried about it because somebody 60 couldn't take advantage of 30, then your argument is disingenuous.
No, it's not.
It is. Right. Because somebody 60 can take advantage of somebody 30, and somebody 30 could take advantage of somebody 60. And most likely that's what's happening.
So no, I was like, you feel like the person that's 30 taking advantage of the 60-year-old.
One way or the other. It could be either way. Either way.
30-year-old's definitely trying to come up some type of way.
More than likely, a woman 16 dating some man 22, right? It's less that somebody's taking advantage of each other in that situation than a woman 30 dating somebody 60. Somebody for sure is taking advantage of each other in that situation. Mentally.
I think that would be an equal advantage taken of know what I'm saying? If I said it the right way. So, all right. So, if the 30-year-old taking advantage of the 60-year-old and the 60-year-old taking advantage of the 30-year-old, it might even out amongst each other like that.
But you
But
get what
now,
I'm saying?
but
See,
I get
that
what
don't
you're
even
saying.
make. Yeah, that don't
No,
even
no,
make.
no, no, no. All right. Because what you're saying right now don't make sense completely anyway, though. For right now, to even try to say if a person 22 years, listen, I feel like yo, if you're outside of the range of 18 or anything like that, and you're dealing with a person within a minor status right there,
You
you're
got to
completely
stop using the
it's a
term.
no, hold on, let me explain it. It's a
Look,
power
let
it's
me
a power
hold on,
dynamic, B.
hold
It's
on,
a
hold on.
mental power dynamic right there.
I'm
That a
gonna help
person
you. I'm gonna help your debate. You got to know the term minor is a legal term. You didn't make that term up. It's not a moral term.
okay.
Minor depends on where you're at on this planet we call Earth.
All right, so let
That
me finish what
term
I'm
is
saying.
not minor everywhere. There's no rule that says 18 is major and beneath
Gotcha.
it is minor.
Gotcha.
So
Now I think hold on,
go
coach.
go ahead, Trump.
Now I feel like when you're dealing with a person that is in the age range of 16 or so, they're looking at the people above them that's older than them, and it's a power dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's a power dynamic within the face of like, all right, you're older than me within the age of 20s. I'm a teenager. You're in your 20s, 30s, whatever like that. Though they're looking at it like, yo, listen, that's an advantage right there that could be taken upon on some grooming type shit, B. You know what I'm saying? It start getting.
I think you got way too much mainstream rhetoric in your thought.
No, it's
And
not, man.
that's
Come on,
just listen, Trap.
bro.
Just
I'm listening.
listen.
I'm eating my lunch. I'm listening, guys.
Just listen. When I was in high school, shout out to Don, he just said it. Let me put that up there. Let me get that up there for you. Let me get that up there. And I do remember this, Don. G, we remember them high school girls that only wanted to date the older cats fresh out of high school because they had cars. Niggas was pulling up after school waiting for them to get out. It was not just a power dynamic, right, of some man 22 taking advantage of some girl 16 in my high school. It was them 16-year-old girls looking at these grown men like they can give them money, like they didn't have to walk home from school. There's a real thing
That's
happening.
power. That's power.
What do you mean,
Not
power?
not. I don't mean power within
This,
strength. I
this,
mean power within mentally right there. You think they're gonna do
don't
more than I
stop
do
doing
gonna
that.
do it for you?
What you're doing is creating a victim. Don't do that because
Yeah,
that's a legal thing. That's like
yeah.
a girl 30 looking at some old retired man at 60.
And the retired man, I look at her like, yeah, I got this one though too. It's an equal dynamic within that right there, bro.
You're saying it's equal. A man that's like a man at 22 when I was in high school and them girls was choosing up, they was looking at having a beautiful girl that they thought was pretty.
You know, they're looking upon having a young girl who mind ain't developed yet. And I'm basically do some bullshit right now and get away with some bullshit. What they
But
looked upon?
Trap, I think all three of us share the same beliefs as far as talking
Yeah,
to us.
definitely.
Yeah, I don't think none of us.
Not a conversation about us.
I don't think none of us would talk to a 16-year-old. But in Jay-Z's case, he was 22 or whatever he was, and the girl was 16, 24, and she was 16. But in New Jersey, that was legal. Like it wasn't even illegal at the time.
And that's what I'm saying. So how can you find
They made that? We didn't.
Yeah.
Like
so again, you don't have a moral compass outside of that. If your moral compass is outside of that, you'd be just as concerned theoretically with a 30-year-old woman talking to a 60-year-old man.
But I do understand Trap in where. Okay, so what is the number that is allowed to be a little morally disturbed by this age and this age? Like, what is the age? Because 16 is legal.
But I think it elevates as time goes on.
Okay.
Right. I think as we grow as a society, right, sophistication says we can make people wait longer to have the right to consent to sex because it was younger before. So as a society, we continue to move forward. We're not even putting pressure on, like I said, more than 50% of the union to raise the legal age of consent to 18. That's not a fight that's happening. Like we're not fighting for Nevada or Jersey to change. Jersey's legal age of consent to this day is 16. Nevada's legal age of consent to this day is 16. There's not, we don't see a fight happen on TV. We need to raise every age to 18. That's not a fight that's happening. That's not a fight that's happening.
I'm just wondering, where is it universally us universally, what's the universal age for everybody to be appalled? Like okay, that's a little.
But there can't be. They can't be, because it's okay. So you have the law. Now anything beneath the law, everybody's appalled.
So if they say 15 and 3/4, they're like, oh, gross.
Everybody like, that's gross.
But then soon 3 days, she about to be 16. Oh, she right now. Like, that's gross.
I mean, but like morality comes from, standard, right? Like the way I see it is based off how I grew up. The way other people see it is based off the law. The way Trap sees it is based off whatever he sees it as. The law creates a societal norm, right? This is a norm. Here's the norm. The norm is, that's like right here. If a man is 22 and he dating a girl 16, right in California, there is a moral compass that's people gonna be outraged today. Today, today, people will be outraged. Oh my fucking God! How 30 years ago, it'd have been kind of.
Oh yeah, now I get what you in that right there.
So, but I'm saying, if y'all have a homeboy in that's in Jersey or Vegas, and he's 37 years old, and he's talking to a 16-year-old, can y'all still keep that dude as a friend? Can he still be your boy? But it's legal. But
legal don't create my morality. That's why I told you I would have to know the people and talk to them to see.
So you sit them down, and this is the stupidest 37-year-old you ever met in your motherfucking life.
Oh, sometimes it'll make sense to me. Like I listen.
She tying this nigga shoes. Like,
I've seen some pretty dumb niggas.
No, I know. I believe you. I believe you.
I know some pretty. Kels can't read or write. Look, most men look for some level of superiority when they deal with their old lady. Not in this slavery sense or nothing, but like in a sense of like I'm the man in this house. I'm the head. I'm the strongest. I am the smartest. Most men look for that when they go home. R. Kelly.
Yo, listen.
If you walk into a motherfucking house and you say I'm the smartest and I'm the strongest, and there's a bunch of 16-year-olds surrounding you, nigga, that's gotta be crazy right there.
I never get my pops telling me, yo. He said, man, I don't want the brightest color in the coloring box, B.
It's already funny.
He said, I don't want the sharpest knife in the drawer. He said, I want the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Oh, they look down at smart women. They just be like, oh, this motherfucker too smart. But you get what I'm saying? So society changes.
When Pop told me, he said, I don't want the sharpest knife in the two. I don't want the sharpest knife in the motherfucking Civil War shit, man.
Nah, bro. He's trying to make sure he keeps some level of order and control.
When he told me that shit, I said, God damn.
That nigga said, sharp knives cut.
I want a driveway to go all the way to the garage. A little short.
I'm good.
Because I'm telling you, I have homies who I think date down because of how they see themselves. That's what I think, and that's my problem. Like, that's why I'm really careful with Kels. Like when I'm texting Kels and he can't spell, he barely can read, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I see what's happening.
So you can't imagine that man was a genius. But then that's idiot savant right there. It's finest, B.
Yeah,
idiot savant is finest.
And when I tell you, be using some crazy words, and I be like, I was like, oh, I get it. Not right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, oh, I get it. Because, like, if he was dating a professor.
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't even
talk. Imagine them trying to talk at dinner. Like when she sends a meme, like, her meme might be a little bit more intelligent. And then he trying to catch, what
does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
It made me not want to go back to the studio. I'm like,
damn, was he really like that though, bro?
Bro, it's worse than that.
I wonder how did he learn how to be
coach.
Damn, bro.
It's worse than that, bro.
Can he read music?
No.
He just play it. He just be able to play it.
No, why would he know how to read?
I don't think he was writing.
He can hear and play.
He wasn't writing nothing. He wasn't writing no lyrics down. He was going in there and just doing it, B. Going in and just doing it.
I am trying to tell you, and no excuses, because if you break the law, you break. My only issue with Kel's charges is y'all got him mischarged. You didn't have to do that. That's fucked up. Don't do that. But He broke the law, so you got to deal with your shit. You know what I mean? That's the law. I'm just saying, I get why he broke the law.
Because he was too dumb not to break the law, huh?
Yeah, nigga didn't know the laws. Nigga couldn't
It's
read the
not he
laws.
didn't know the
Look,
law.
look,
It's
I
just
don't think he know.
but you know
he
what
knew
though?
the law.
When I would hear from Chicago people and they'd be like, yo,
Oh, that's way worse.
this man used to be at McDonald's, B. It was a McDonald's down the block from the high school. That was his hangout spot, B.
That's
And he
where
called,
I went to Paramount High School, bro. I graduated from Paramount High School. Bro, all the dudes who would wait on the girls that had cars, they would park in the McDonald's parking lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy, B. Like I said, you the same age as me, bro. I think within our generation right there, we kind of seen that right there. We changed it. We broke that curse right there,
I was
B.
like, man,
We're
when I
not
get
doing
to high
that.
school, I ain't dating no girl in high
Nah,
school. I
I ain't doing that. That shit was whack to me, B. That shit was whack to me. Because I had homies, right? I had homies that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I hung out with, you know what I'm saying, with them growing up was all older than me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm 16, my homies is 22. You know what I'm saying? They 24, shit like that. The oldest homie I used to hang out with when I'm 16 was probably like 25, 26. They used to come up and hang out across the street from the high school, B.
Yeah.
But when I'm in school, I'm not thinking of another shit. Like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not thinking of another shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, nigga, shit, lame as shit,
I ain't
B.
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I always thought to myself, like, y'all ain't really got no bitches. If y'all gotta come looking for these little things, because I think about it, like in high school, the baddest girls wasn't in high school when we was in high school. The older girls was the baddest girls.
I'm gonna say this. I actually judge dudes on their caliber of women they talking to. Like, not even if you just knocking down someone or just talking to someone on the side or whatever, I don't judge you on that. But your main girl that you hanging around and shit, I really do that. I really, if I meet your main woman and I'm talking to her and shit and I'm seeing how she is, that shit is a reflection on you to me. Like, how is this nigga? Like, how is this thing? Oh, okay, I see what's going on.
Yeah. You definitely judge a man by his lady.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely judge a man by his lady. You definitely judge a man by his lady.
I definitely.
So, but I'm just saying, in this particular situation with Jay, I just struggle to believe that he would take option B out of fear of what everybody else think. I mean,
I think so.
Even though it's legal.
He raised LeBron, B. He raised LeBron, B. He raised LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He should. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what
you talking about?
I said.
Shout out to Jamal Omar. And this is my
You talking about the king?
Yeah.
Oh.
He raised
Shout out
him.
to Jamal Omar.
Yeah, he stay out of trouble.
Impose today's standards on yesterday. That's a big thing. I agree, Jamal, bro. Much love and welcome to the lunch table. I agree, and I think that's the problem. Like I have enough cognitive thinking skills to understand I can't look at yesterday like I see today. Because most of our grandfathers and grandmothers, we'd be just looking at them crazy if that was a case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and also wealth was different. You know what I mean? People used to think they needed to find a woman that just came into her. A big family was considered wealthy. Like people wanted big families. Back then, people didn't just praise money. They wanted legacy, lineage. So they wanted a big family. So that was a thing. You would go meet a woman's father, you know, when she just came out of, you know, she started her menstruation, and you would look to go meet her father to marry her. And her father would give you the blessings to marry you, give you some shit to take this responsibility off the hands. And this is like in the 50s. We're not talking about 100 years ago. We talking about 70 years ago, 80 years ago. You know what I mean? And you will meet the parent, and you wanted to start with a woman young so you could start having children, right? Immediately, so you could have a big family. Because you can't have if a woman is 25, you probably not going to have a big family with her. I mean, big, like 10, 12 kids.
Right.
It's tough for somebody 25, woman 25 years old to start chasing 10, 12 kids. It's time. So they would go meet a man and be like, hey, your daughter. I mean, we saw The Color Purple. We saw all these films. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, they was arranging marriages and shit like that.
So they went to meet women, and they will find them right as, because remember, the true definition of a PDF is somebody who it's not a minor. It's when you have sex with somebody prepubescent. Like they haven't had a period or they haven't went through puberty yet. That's the true definition of a pedophile. An epiphile and a hebephile are more terms of age.
Never heard of that shit.
Back in the
Never heard of
day,
none of that right there. But that's
no, back in the day,
Smarty
they was
Loc, I'm kinda
arranging shit already, nigga. You could already have been married to a nigga that was like, this gonna sound crazy. This gonna sound like a joke and shit, but I'm dead serious. Like, my dad was telling me about when he was a kid, somebody was already married off a young girl. She was like 14 or some shit like that, 13, 14. She was married off for some motherfucking fruit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like some peaches.
Where
Nigga, like,
was that at? What happened at?
that nigga he grew up in Mississippi.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's crazy.
you know, nigga, like some peaches.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a barrel of peaches? My 12-year-old daughter, she'd be ready in about. Like,
Yeah,
what?
You finna take this responsibility. You gonna take care of her. You know what I mean? Yeah.
For some
Yeah,
peaches?
get your ass up out of here. You got to go be an adult now. I'm tired of taking care of you. I'm tired of go getting the food and feeding you.
And that nigga peaches are delicious. Like, come on now. Like, that's just crazy to me, though. But that's just how the shit used to be. Like my man Jamal said, today is different. We got a lot of people think differently. We doing shit differently. And to be honest with you, now today in 2025, the niggas think they the bad bitches. So
it is true.
They ain't trying to get no 16-year-old. they trying to be the 16-year-old niggas. So I don't know. Now, maybe that's what Jay-Z is nervous about. Because the shit times have changed so much, and maybe he feel like they're gonna railroad him. But I honestly think if he has never seen that woman, he should just go get the blood test. I mean the DNA test.
You
and
think
just
if he never met her, he should get the blood test?
Yes, because he knows it's not factual. So he could just.
And that's how I am, but I don't know if that's how he is. See, if that was me, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna prove this real fast.
Yeah. Just get that shit on out the way.
With my name.
And this is why I think, and I ain't trying to put kids on Jay, but the reason why I think it's a possibility that this kid could be his is because when that lawyer came out about that bullshit with him at the party, and that nigga stood his ground immediately. He said, nah, that ain't the fact. This is this, this is this. I'm fighting this shit. But with this shit, it did seem like he kind of tried to sweep this shit under the rug, trying to stay away from the shit. Like, I don't know. So it looks a little strange.
Yeah, it does.
I do not want to
believe
this, man. Jay just
listen.
I am way too. And maybe I am too high on Jay, but I just cannot believe he would be okay
with
having a seed out here and not.
So this assault his image to you?
Oh yeah. If this came out,
why he's doing it for? This right there. You, Jay, the whole Vengers right now will feel a certain way about Hove if this shit came out crazy.
No. I wouldn't feel any kind of way about Hove if he didn't know.
You're looking at him a certain way.
No. If it comes out later that he's been avoiding this person, knowing that this person is his son, that's different. But I should look at him different at that point.
So what would be your thoughts then? What would you think?
I mean, now I'm going to start like how Nicki Minaj be talking about him. Some of this stuff is going now. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Look at Trap. Like I told you.
Yeah, but again, that's why if I'm him, I'm rushing to do it to show everybody. Not me telling Hove what to do. I'm saying that what I believe is Hove is not taking the test because he's like, this is ridiculous. I'm not getting in all this clown shit. I don't care about none of this shit. I ain't never met this man mama.
Maybe
that's what I believe.
You might be right. Maybe he's saying if I take the test now, it's gonna be 40 other niggas that look like little baby camels that come out and be like,
now that right there, Coach. What you say right there? Yeah, I can go.
And then now I got to take 40 more tests. And like,
sure, maybe that could be something else.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking that shit. Like I ain't about to
I cannot believe it would hurt me to believe Jay-Z is like, man, I mess with his mama. That could be my son. He looked like me, but I'm gonna avoid the test because I'm worried about what everybody else thinks.
Y'all sitting here acting like y'all never watched the Maury show, B. like, come on, bro. We done seen this shit 100 times on the Maury show, B.
Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z did it. They should have went to Maury. Maury had this shit done a long time ago, B. On some real shit. This shit would have been done. Steve would have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It could have been that. It could have been.
I don't think Jay would have went on Maury, though.
Jay
wouldn't have went on Maury. He too cool for that. Like, that nigga would not want to do that.
Yo, I seen a chick come up there one time, B. And after the paternity test, it had twins. And one of the dudes one of the dudes was the father of one kid, and the other dude was the father
I
of
saw
another
that shit.
kid.
Yes. That shit was crazy.
You never knew that
Hey,
could happen, bro. I said,
hey,
what the fuck?
Jay might not want to take the test either because maybe there's a slight chance, or there is a small chance, or there is a big chance that that's his kid. He might be nervous about what Solange might do to his ass.
Oh,
Shout
that's
out
a
to
fact.
Sherry. But if it's not true, he could sue the mom. I think the mom passed away.
Mom dead. The mom passed away. She passed away 2016. She passed away. Yeah.
Lex coach just said baby kid. I tried to ignore it.
What he said?
That's the old Jay-Z joke.
I knew G was.
You had to be around. You had to be around in the late 90s to
They
understand.
don't know about the camera. They don't know about the
He
camera.
like Jay. He wasn't gonna say shit about that. He was
That was everybody.
He gonna let it go.
Everybody had that joke back then. Everybody had that joke.
Yeah, that is true.
Remember his comeback? Remember his comeback though? That he had on the shit though? No, that was what's. Oh, they say I'm a Camel. Remember that shit?
I didn't hear that. Where is that at? Yeah.
No, it was on Blueprint 3. When he responded to that whole shit, Jay don't let nothing go by, B. If he beat this paternity test, it's gonna be up in the rap. Best believe he beat the paternity test. The next verse that he do is gonna have something about paternity, B. I promise you.
Hey, we should hear this. This boy should rap. He should put out something.
He do rap. He do rap. Yeah.
He rap.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. The man want to be a rapper, B.
How you sound? Do he sound like? Have you heard it?
I'm not listening to it. Unless I put out his whole son. When it comes to that whole son, then I'll go listen to it. Until then, I'm not listening to it because you saying you old.
Now that I know he rapping, this sound maybe it's a publicity stunt.
Maybe we need a song. Where is the song? Where is the Hove is my dad song?
You're my dad. Daddy, where have you been? What if we remix that shit? What if we remake that shit, B? What if we remake that, bro?
Trap just like producer.
That's good marketing right there. I would listen.
That'd be crazy.
I would too. If that nigga drop anything right now, I'll listen to it. Cause I'd be wanting to hear the cadence. Like, is this nigga rapping like
that's crazy? Like he just go naturally had it.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to know.
Not Jay-Z worked years and years to get his style. He was born with it.
He was born with it.
Like that's you, Jay.
Yeah. He'll fall right in line with all them other nepotism hip hop kids, man. They all trash. So
and I'm not trying to fuck up whole shit, but how does B handle this if it is his son? If it come out, it is his son.
She don't care.
You think she's just like, fuck it?
This might be
this before. I mean, she shouldn't care. It's before her. It ain't like he cheated on her and did this.
She got a 4-piece from him. She better not worry about that shit right there. She better tell, come on, join the family. Come on, join the family, young man. I'm your mama now. Mama going up with your mama.
You think she'd be open arms like that? Come on.
Yeah, come join the family. Come on. That's it.
I think so too. And maybe again, sometimes I think too highly of Jay-Z and Beyonce. It could be true, but I just think so. I can't help it. I think that way.
I want to think good stuff about J and B, just because they are a rich black couple. So I want them to be good. But every blue moon, you hear some shit and you be like, where there's smoke, there could be some fire.
So you think this is all a business? You think this is all a business agreement right now? Is that what you're trying to say? Is it real love?
J and B?
Yeah, it's between J and B, or is it real love like Mary J. Blige used to sing about?
I think it probably started off as real love. I don't know where it's at. Where it's at now, but I think it started off like real love. I hope they still love, man. That'd be beautiful. That'd be dope.
But see, this is the thing, though. This is what I'm saying, Glasses. We can move on from after this, though, right? But on some real shit, though, I think that because people question about the age that Beyonce was when he dealt with her. People have been questioning that from the jump, though, B. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
what was the age difference? The age gap.
People said that he started talking to her a little earlier than everybody knew.
Yeah. They said it was at like a I mean, I don't know how old Beyonce was at the time, but they said it was a 17 magazine interview. You know what I'm saying? They met there. Just so saying 17 is the magazine, but not to say that she was 17 though. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, they had a relationship going on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think she might have been like 19 at the time or something like that. But yeah, so they was always questioning that shit like that, though. You know what I'm saying? They were always saying shit about that. So I think that now if this comes out, then that shit starts dragging on more. It's just a filthy slave right there. The shit could just turn into an hour.
Shout out to Revenge. Jay-Z, if you ever see this, I told them to be quiet, bro.
Revenge. Yo, bro, listen, man.
It's like y'all keep me out. Look, I see Nicki doing all that shit, and don't get me wrong, I do think Jay-Z is more of a media intellect than we give him credit, but we have to have this conversation, bro, because it's been floating by too much for me not to say anything.
Yeah.
Like this is the conversation we would have in a barbershop. That shout out to everybody at the lunch table. A lot of the conversations here is the conversations we would have in a barbershop. That's why we having them. So even the hard ones, and the hard ones is questioning somebody like Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like somebody who I think we look at with a level of respect and
I think we all
not
fans of
possible.
Jay-Z.
Shout out to Fatima. My mom gave birth to me when she was 16. My dad was an adult. When my dad met my family, my mom admitted she was lying about her age to get him as her man. He did everything right as a man. Facts.
That's
Lex
happened a lot.
My wife is 10 years younger than me. Y'all starting to sound like haters.
Whoa, hold up.
Yo, hold on, bro. Ain't no hate in my club. Hate, yo, listen,
Hold up,
hate
Lex.
fabric don't fit me.
How old are you?
Nah, Lex 52, his wife like about 42.
Oh,
I'm not, that's my brother right there. Get the fuck out of here, Lex. Get out of here with that.
Shout out to Natasha. Glasses, where did this story even come from? This story has been floating around for a long time, actually. I've seen this story and I never really talked about it because my mind could not conceive Jay-Z would have a child, you know what I mean? And know it's a possibility and be okay with just walking around this earth knowing it and not claiming his kid. And that could be me. You know what I mean? Like that, I could be wrong, but Jay just never gave me that. You know what I mean? He never gave me that.
This man got no kids. He bought little glasses walking around. This little bifocals walking around.
What if a little husky nigga with some glasses came up in here talking about some, hey, G, you.
A girl in the past told me, a girl in the past told me one day she thought she had one of my kids. I sent her a blood test on, you can send a blood test. We have to meet up. I sent her a blood test in the mail. Let me go send mine in. You send yours in. We gonna figure this out right now.
I knew G was gonna be. He too goddamn noble for this guy. Like
no.
It's a little bifocals walking around right now. Little bifocals.
Yeah, he too noble. Like this nigga would never. Yeah, hey, blood test on demand.
I swear to God, on Olivia's son, dog.
You ain't even got us. We already know.
Yeah, on life.
I know you too well to know, nigga.
This wasn't even that long ago. That's the crazy part. It wasn't even that long ago. Like I found the thing online. I paid for the test. Boom, here. They gonna send it to you. You mail it back in. They send you a letter and tell you the whole thing.
Hey, I think niggas don't understand how noble this nigga. Like this nigga, if this nigga was back in the day, this nigga be a knight.
Shout out to Jamal Omar. To be fair, Hov did shoot his brother, so anything is possible.
He did shoot his brother.
It's horrible, man.
Let me tell you, man. I don't need a paternity test when it comes to my kids, B. When my kids come out and I see they big ass head, B, I be like, oh, that's my baby right there, B. Every time I see my kid, all four of my kids got my head, B. I cursed them, B. On some real shit though. So I don't need a paternity test when it comes to my kids, B.
I ain't gonna lie, Trap. My first son, when he was born, I was like, ain't no way. That nigga came out looking like a seal. Like, hey, that nigga was hideous. I said, this ain't no way I'm making nothing that ugly.
This can't be my kid.
Like, but it came about though.
I didn't talk to
Seals in the chat for Lil Coach.
Hey, I didn't talk to that nigga for like 4 months, 3-4 months. I couldn't even bring myself to. I was like, here goes some Pampers. Like this nigga is not my. We got to figure this out. We got to get a blood test.
I respect you. You the first motherfucking man in the history, human parents in the history of parents to ever admit their kid was funny looking.
No, I'm dead.
A father would do that though. Mothers ain't gonna do that. Mother gonna find some beauty in their kids though, bitch.
Oh yeah, nigga. When she talks, oh he's beautiful, nigga. What are you looking at? Like, are we looking at this sea urchin? Like, no, that nigga was not. Hey, now if you see a picture of that nigga like a model. Now that nigga is.
Yeah, that's how it always go.
But at the beginning though, I was like, nah, she was mad at me. I'm telling you, for at least 4 months, my nigga, I wouldn't even go around that nigga.
You ain't want to hold him. You ain't want to hold him.
Yeah, I was holding that nigga like, ugh, no, this guy, who? I was trying to get down to the bottom of it. I'm going down her list of niggas she talked. Like, come on, nigga.
This is she was fucking.
What? Bird shit. Like, yeah, what? Nigga from the sea, what male mermaid were you? Like, that shit was terrible.
Like a whole model right now. They came out of them formed and took out there.
Yeah, bro. But now, dude, the nigga is.
Shout out to Baseline. My
That's how it
daughter's
go.
ultrasound looked like a death mall. I'm finally got a problem with my assessment.
Oh
Oh
shit.
man. Oh my God. Facts. Chill Bravado podcast. The Locals never laughed this hard on the pod. I'm gonna tell you why I laugh so hard. When jokes are funny and they're real, and you know people don't admit certain things, and then somebody finally do, it's like different.
Yeah.
So that for him to admit his kid looked funny, like he's like, what the fuck is this? Is hilarious because I be seeing people babies and people babies be looking crazy, and I be like, I wonder do they
Mhm.
know they baby look crazy? Because I never heard nobody else say that.
You know them niggas don't understand it.
No, mamas ain't gonna do it. I think pops is gonna do it though. Pops is gonna do it. I ain't gonna hold you, but mamas ain't gonna. They gonna see some beauty in it and what they delivered. This came out of them. They not gonna see nothing within. And I respect them for that though. I respect them for that. But it's gonna be talking
Even
about
when
nobody
they be
else's baby.
adults and be mass murderers, they still don't see nothing wrong.
Oh,
Exactly.
nigga.
Exactly.
And that's why you got that Norma and Norman. Nigga, that's why you could make that movie Psycho and everybody get it. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
that's a mama's love right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
nigga. But
This
let
is
me
gonna
clear
be
this
though.
up though. My son is gorgeous. He's handsome now. That nigga is great looking.
Only way you would say that if he was though, bro. You know
Man,
what I'm
that
saying?
nigga. Hey, when niggas say we looking like I'm happy. It's a compliment to me. Like,
You
oh yeah,
probably
that
came out the
nigga.
same way, nigga.
Man, I
You
look
probably
like that
came out
nigga.
the
Like that
same.
nigga
You
is.
probably looked the same way as
Shout
when he
out
came
to
out.
Trill. Shout out to Trill, Steve, and Lex. They had a dope conversation going in the group chat.
What are you talking about?
And Trill says someone on Twitter says the Kendrick thing didn't divide hip hop; it corrected it.
I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
It
I
didn't
agree.
divide hip hop; it corrected it.
I agree.
And I thought that was such a dope point. And what's funny is I saw that point on Twitter. I saw that point on Twitter, and I retweeted it before I saw Trill, Lex, and Steve talk about it. And I agree. And I asked if Drake's death in vain, him dying in the track. We had a long argument with KD. KD is in a group chat defending Drake, cussing us all out, going bad on us. Kevin Durant is a real OVO dude, man.
Yo, why is so many motherfucking NBA players like they really fuck with this boy, man?
Man, that's cool. But he was just going off on us and the West Coast talking shit. I ain't trip. I'm like, whatever. I just rubbed it in a little bit more. Pause. I just kept fucking with him because it's funny.
It's crazy.
And he said, like, gee, man, be honest, man, straight up. Are you jealous of him? And that's fair. Look, I get it. Because I do think a lot of
I
fans.
hate when people go there for it though.
But I'm not mad because you can be. It's possible. And he is somebody worthy of being jealous of.
That's facts.
But to be honest, bro, I explained to him, I'm like, bro, you got to understand a person like me. I knew he knew so much about records, bro. I'm like, I could never be jealous of somebody that earned they shit. Like that motherfucker studied this shit for so long. How the fuck could I be jealous? That's like somebody asking me, am I jealous of Kendrick? Like when I tell you Dot used to rap, how he studied rap songs, records, hip hop, they studied this shit. My motherfucking ass walk in as a genuine article.
You better than me. I'd have responded back to him. You jealous of LeBron?
Oh, I did
I'd have
further
responded.
than that. I told him, I said, y'all need to get the gang back together. You need to make good with LeBron. That's another story. We'll talk about that after.
Okay,
So look, so I explained to him, I was like, look, homie, like, I'll be honest with you, bro. I am proud of the things this man accomplished. Like, he was so smart. Like, the first day, I'll never forget meeting this motherfucker when they first introduced him at Cash Money. And they was like, yeah, this is the guy we signed from Nickelodeon. And, you know, he make, you know, hip hop. And he just walked up and he was just really cool. And I was like, man, this guy's going to make, you know, hip hop. You know, he going to make some rap songs. I wonder what that sound like. He didn't even speak slang and shit. He was talking to people. Even when he would talk to me, he didn't even speak slang. And I'd be like, how's this going to work? And that nigga pressed play. And I was like, holy shit. You know, he was so advanced. Like, you could tell he studied this shit for years.
Yeah.
Kendrick is another one. Not only is Kendrick, so while Drake is outside of the culture, he's not in the culture at all. He's outside of the culture. But I promise you, Drake studied records differently. And I mean, not just hip hop records. He studied records. Like you can hear what he's able to do with records and realize he is just an animal at making records. So how could I be jealous of somebody that earned it? Kendrick Lamar is somebody within the culture. He grew up in the street urban culture and he studied it. I could never be jealous of people to me who worked harder than me.
I also feel like by what you're saying, it also kind of makes me question, what do men value nowadays? Because for you to be jealous, that means that he's doing something that I think is superior, makes him superior to me in some type of form or fashion. And what do we as men value nowadays? Do we value having 8 figures over being, because Drake is successful financially. We know that for sure. He's famous. But
Sure. Now we talking about the rest of everything else.
Yes, but at what point?
No.
I mean, like,
no. But again, just to the conversation, so I don't get loose.
Okay.
I just told him, I'm like, bro, like he earned everything. Like Dot earned everything. Like, how could I be jealous of people who earned I didn't even know there was something to study. I was so genuinely being exactly what niggas rapped about that I didn't even think it was nothing to study, Trap. I swear to God, I didn't know. I was like, yeah, nigga, I make rap songs, nigga. That's it.
That's why when you were saying just now,
I really did all this stuff, and this is all real. That's what I banked on when I got into the business. That it got me this far. The music part was my boy Guido. You know what I mean? Guido the nose. Gary knew the music part. He just kept me in pocket to create the best records possible. I didn't know. I just wrote the songs and talked it how I lived it. And then somebody else arranges everything. And then my natural storytelling of programming the album, that worked out. That helped. And then Face, Game's older brother, he was another one that studied hip hop. Like I would listen to songs. I would listen to all the albums and be living my life to them. I'm not looking at the radio, paying attention to what they doing technically. This is what I'm doing. When I first heard Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, it fit my life. That's why.
Yeah.
I never listened to him like, man, he's such a good rapper. I want to listen to him rap. It was like, no, nigga, I'm really feeling it. Nigga, I'm having it. I'm out here 16 years old, 17 years old. I'm at high school. I got $2,000, $2,200. Ain't nobody else trap at school got no $2,200. I got $2,200 in my pocket right now. I'm buying the pizza. I'm buying the whole line pizza. I'm listening to Reasonable Doubt because I'm really living it. I'm not studying if Jay-Z is a good rapper. He just popping his shit that makes me in my life.
It felt good to me. It felt good to listen to that. Like I tell niggas all the time. I say, yo, listen, man. When they talk that influence and shit, I'm like, nah, that music influenced me. All music was in my life was a soundtrack to it, B. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was right there. So it was like, yo, I wasn't doing it to that level, but that music that was playing in the background was something that was motivating me to continue on doing what I was doing. Not to say it was a good thing or a bad thing like that, but that's what it was, though. I never influenced me to do something to do. You know what I'm saying? I was already doing this shit like that, though, B. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it to that level. They was doing it, though. But like back in high school, when Jay-Z came out, man, I never forget, yo, bro, I never forget. It wasn't even Jay-Z. I never forget, yo, when I showed up to school with the same Averex jacket that Nas had on in the video, B. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
niggas was looking at me like, yo, god damn, that sticker right here. I went to school in Brooklyn at the time. Like, yo, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm only showing up to school to wear my new shit that I got. So I'm hustling, doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And when I get right, get a new jacket, get some new shit, some new fresh, I go to school in for a couple days and show out. That's it. And I'm back to going to do what I'm doing like that. Just fucking, you know what I'm saying?
I say that to say that even when I met Dot was a kid at Centennial. That's he like one of my best friends, baby Pat Dog, rest in peace. That's his little cousin. When I first met Dot, he was already a rapper for real. Like, he was already rapping. Drake is a rap, like them dudes studied making records. Nigga, I was living the songs. It's different. Yeah. So when I even got on in hip hop, nigga, I was just being me. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing extra. It wasn't nothing on top of it. I couldn't even say, if you listen to White Lightning 200, I couldn't even say I rap like nobody because it was really just me being Glasses. This is how I am as a person. So around 2009 and 10, like to when I met Dude, 8, 9, 10, when I met Drake, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell he never lived none of the songs. You could just tell he never lived none of the songs that we grew up listening to. He might have lived like some other songs. He ain't lived none of the songs we listened to. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he was different. But when they press play, you could tell that nigga was an animal. So there's no way possible I could be jealous of somebody who worked hard. I didn't even know. Let me tell you something. Drake came to Cash Money in 2008, 7, 8, 9, right when I had certified. Him and his people reached out, asked me to use certified. He did a freestyle. So if you find it, Drake did a freestyle with my first single. That was like a big single at the time, right? All of the above. I never even paid attention to that day in the studio. All that buzz he had, I didn't even pay no attention to that shit. I was like, I don't care, nigga, this 7th Street Crip. Like, what that mean? Until I saw it, and I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? This nigga knew a shitload about records. Like, he knew about records in a way that I didn't even know there was nothing to know, coach. That's like when you watch somebody hoop and they don't know nothing about none of those drills you teach those kids. They just naturally hoop. That's me. I'm a natural hooper. Natural hooper.
When you saw how talented he was, did it make you like, man, maybe I got to step it up? Or
hell
maybe
no. I didn't know there was nothing to know. I didn't know records. I didn't know the difference between a song and a record or hip hop. Like, I just was living it. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know there was nothing. I didn't know there was nothing to know till 2 years later. The way I found out there was something to know is because I invested in a little dude named Aaron Drake. He goes by the name of DJ Head at this point. Head was somebody that was just a friend around me all the time, and I made him a DJ because he was like technically savvy as fuck. And I wanted him to be everywhere with me because he could soak in the game. He was like a productive nigga around me. Head is a jokester. Head used to be busting bitches. Head used to dance in the club. Head looked like this hella uptight dude. Head is a fucking fool. If you see me hanging with him, I really only hang out with fools. That's smart. If you see me with Dot's a fool, Head's a fool. But again, you know, they are very much taking in everything. Head became a DJ. He started playing records for years and years and years. And in 2011, he taught me, hey, you know, man, Glasses, your songs are slow. Like, there's this thing called BPM, beats per minute. And that was the first time I got introduced in hip hop as there's something to know.
Hold on, bro. How did it do to the BPMs be?
Head did.
So when you was already rapping and you was getting your beats and all that, you wasn't concerned about beats per minute. You already had a record deal. You already was
$1 million made $2.5 million.
And you ain't know what BPMs was.
Not a soul.
That's ill.
Nigga, I'm telling you. Nigga, I had no idea. Nigga, it was Luke, ballads, rap.
Wow. Wow.
G-Thing and I Seen a Man Die sound the same to me.
He was a crip rapping. He was.
That's a fact.
His main thing was cripping.
Do you feel what it was? You wasn't really like, you wasn't seeking the knowledge and learning what the contrast was about making the record was at that time. No?
There's nothing you don't, unless you want to be a rapper.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
for your life, and you meet other people that makes records. Those are not things that innately you know.
But you surround yourself around people
that day one. Glasses, do you know how to count bars? That's the only thing I knew how to be an MC.
So, but you surrounding yourself around people that you would say was interested within knowing all this stuff, though. So, like Dot would know all this knowledge within making the record. Like, but what would make you not want to know it, though?
It's not I didn't want to know it. I didn't know there was something to know.
All right, I got you. Yeah, that's fact.
You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm telling Coach. Like, you watch niggas play basketball.
Yeah,
nigga, we grew up at a time trap. Coach, maybe it's different for y'all, but where I
go
grew up
at, you
can go to the park and just play basketball.
Yeah.
The closest you can get to a nigga showing you about basketball is when you play for the park league or you start playing in high school. Now I see kids running drills. Nigga, some of these drills some of the shit Coach be having the kids, I'll be like his son is dribbling this heavy ball. I never in my life saw a heavy ball. In my entire life, all the years I played basketball.
Nah, that's a fact.
I'm
I
not
get what
talking
it
about I
was,
play
though.
organized ball. I played organized ball 2-3 years max. I still never saw heavy ball.
Nah, I get
You
exactly
get
what
what
it
I'm
was.
saying,
Bro.
coach? Like,
Yeah, no,
nigga, it is. So when I'm in hip hop, bro, I'm not knowing there's nothing to know about records. I didn't know. Nigga, where would you go play? I used to beat niggas play organized ball for money. I'm not lying.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I knew how to play
yeah,
naturally.
yeah.
So I never knew that there was nothing to know because I was already successful at it. Same with hip
But
hop
you
and
got
reggaeton.
so far within not knowing
Yeah.
nothing, though, bro.
I swear to God.
I
Man,
think it
so
was
it's
because
not.
I think it was because you being a crip, B. You bullied your way in the game, B. I
I
think you
swear to
bullied
God
your
I
way in
did.
the game,
On
B. I think
Olivia's
you bullied
soul, I
your way
did
in
it.
the game, B.
I
I'm gonna
think the
tell
nigga
you.
said he was raw talent. Nigga
No,
was
I'm gonna
just
tell you what it was, bro.
You
It
got
was
bullied your way in
God.
the game.
It was God. No, because the first dude that did my first mixtape, I proved to him that I was a quality MC. Now, again, MC just means you know how to get on this thing and you know how to write. Like I was articulate. I was already got 13, 20 on my SAT. I was smart and I had lived this life. So culturally, I could talk the talk and I could write and I had rhythm naturally.
Yeah,
I didn't have
yeah,
to develop it. My
yeah.
writing developed a little bit more, but I was already a writer and a storyteller naturally. So when Gary let me in the studio, he closed the door the first time. Second time, he opened the door for me. He was like, I want to work with you. He was the one who knew about records and BPM.
Hey,
Okay.
I got a quick question. So when you started rapping, was it something that you you sought out to do, or did somebody or was you just rapping with some friends? Somebody heard you rap, or
My little brother, K-Style, got out of YA. And my mom said, man, I want you to do something to keep your brother out of trouble. That's how I started rapping. He came home from YA wanting to rap, and I was selling dope. And I just had the money to pay for studio time. That's how I started rapping. Couple buddies I met after that time, we be playing about rapping, joking, whatever. I ain't taking this. I'm selling drugs. I ain't thinking about this.
hey, it's crazy. I never asked you that shit in all these years. Like that was super interesting because you always told me about the beginning of your record, how you wasn't, that wasn't your thing at first, but I never thought about how did you ever get like this even started rapping? How did that even shit come up? But that's
You was
I got
writing
you,
rhymes
little
before
brother.
that, though, right?
No, I didn't write my first rhyme until I was 22.
That's crazy.
And what year is that? 2002?
2002.
That nigga sound like an African basketball player.
That's great.
Like a
Exactly,
7'2" African basketball
coach.
player.
Exactly, coach.
2002.
I started
This was
playing
my
basketball when I was
I wrote
17
my
years
first.
old.
I had already everything.
This
So I
nigga
wrote
Keem
my
Olajuwon and
no
shit.
for real,
Nah, he
bro.
Giannis.
Like,
He Giannis.
I
He
wrote
Giannis.
my
and shit.
first
Giannis.
rap then. You know what I mean? That's when I first wrote my first rap, and I liked it as a way of therapy. Like,
What's your first rap? What's your first rap? No, stop. What's your first rap? Let me hear it.
I don't even remember.
No,
That
you remember
nigga is
your
like,
first
he
rap.
don't want to
Get the fuck
say
out
it.
of
He
here.
think it was
Get the
whack.
fuck
Bro,
out of
because I
here.
gotta
You
no,
remember
because
your
I think
first
about
rap,
it, wrote.
nigga?
I swear to God, it was a song called "Gangsta Shit."
That sound about
Yo,
right.
And it
listen.
was like pop.
Next episode, listen. If we get it up to 50, 100 likes, he got to spit his first rap.
I gotta find it. I'll have somebody try to
Don't
find
find it. Monday.
But
If we get
22,
100 likes on no ceilings, he got to spit his first rap. Please.
So, but what happened was, fast forward, I get next to Guido. Guido had already, like I told you, Guido had already been producing and DJing. He had already been fucking with it. Guido, like one of them niggas, could build low riders. He could, if you show him, he could do it. He could build a house, low rider, DJ, all that. And he had been working with Rhythm D. Shout out to No Code. What was your first rap name? Glasses. It's always been. I have put in way too much work to have a different rap name.
So you always wore glasses?
I needed them my whole life.
But you wouldn't wear them all the time now. I get what you're saying now.
My hood name Glasses Low, so
That's
it worked the same.
That's his name. That's his name then. That's it. That's what it is.
So what happened was, when Guido took me on as the project, he knew how to cultivate a record. He would be like, hey, I already knew what bars was because I'm a math person. So I knew how to rap the bars, put them together. He would make sure I sounded and said things correctly, make sure I got it right. And when I would shape a hook, he would help me make sure the hook was right. I'll take that word out, take this line out, stuff like that. So he produced me, but he knew it. And then Face, Big Face Hunted, you know what I mean, who cultivated game, was there too. Like, my first big song was a beat that I didn't like that he liked. So it was more of other people pouring into me that understood hip hop and records closer than I did. I didn't have no idea. And then when the CD was finished, I was able to use my marketing mind from selling Sherm. I even named it after some sherm I had. White Lightning was this clear sherm I had. PCP is normally yellow. I had this clear sherm that was really good I called it White Lightning. Like I branded it then.
Like I said, it was really good.
Like it was like the type that if you got to the second hit, if you can get past the second hit, that was my deal. It was so good, I had made a deal. You dip it, you smoke it. If you could get past the second hit, if you can get to the third hit, you could have it.
This is insane.
That's how I came up. And it was clear, and I called it White Lightning. So you would smoke it. If you get past the second hit, you could have it. And it got really popular in the city because nobody could get past the second hit. They couldn't get to the third one. They could just be stuck, just standing still. So I named my first CD White Lightning so everybody from around the city who was buying water from me would know whose it was. Straight up.
That's insane.
So that's how I got far. So my marketing mind is what got me, you know, Guido and Big Face Hundreds, you know, music, they were studying music. I knew marketing and the culture in a different way. So the first CD blew up. Boom, here we go. Big deals, big money. Certified is DJ Toomp. My first hit is Akon and Toomp. That was the first time I placed in the top 60 on the Hot 100s. I met Toomp. I'm at a DJ convention. We sitting out in front of my lowrider and all that chilling. And Toomp walked up and he knew who I was. He was like, man, you need to come to Atlanta and do some songs with me. And that just kind of really made me smile because I had never heard nobody, you know, niggas at home warning them ain't telling me to come to the studio and do no records. Cat, Dre, none of them niggas quit.
Hospitality, man.
Yeah, that nigga was in LA, was like, man, come to the South, man, let's do some records, G. But he also knew I had a big budget. He knew it was money to be made. So I go down to Atlanta, you know what I mean? I'm in the studio with Toomp. We working on some records. He like, look, I got you. I'm gonna help you. So I'm writing the raps. I lay the raps out for certified. Akon calls my phone. First Cam, my big brother Cam from Watts calls me. He like, hey man, I just gave Akon your number. That nigga was looking for you. I said, okay, for sure. So Akon calls me. He like, oh, what's up with you, homie? Yeah, Glass, I heard about you. I heard some of your songs, man. Let's get one. You in A right now. Yeah. He like, where you working at? I'm at Two Pals. He like, I'm finna come through there, man. Let's knock one out. This is how it happened.
When you heard Akon call you and said you're just not going out, was you like, oh shit?
No. The thing about being like from the like when you really
I know what you did. What you did? Because you did what I did. What you did?
Yeah, I was like, he's supposed to want to. That's how I thought about it. But
nah,
he came to the studio, he was in a lime green Lamborghini. I'll never forget it. And he jumped out and he walked in and we was just finishing the raps to certify. He was like, oh, let me hear it. And he started doing it. He stood around. We talked for about 10 minutes and he started listening. 10 minutes, he came in with that hook, walked right in the booth and knocked it out. I ain't for all that beefing. Got niggas to bust your head for no. And it was nothing. He's like, all right, love, homie, you got my number. Anything you need, man, I'm your resource. Boom, and left. That's how I got my first hit record.
When you heard the shit, was you like, that's it?
No.
Wow.
I was like, this song tight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I really didn't know, bro. I really had no idea what was happening. You know what I'm saying? I really had no idea. So, you know, it didn't even hit me how great of a song it was until it was mixed. When it was mixed, shout out to Leslie Brathwaite, who, you know, works at Patchwork Studios. When he mixed it, it was incredible. And I was like, damn, this is tight. And what made it a hit is the BPM, right? Because at that time, Kanye West had put out Good Life, and it was a #1 song on the West Coast. And it was 80 BPM. And Certified was 80 BPM. So they needed another song to test and mix. Boom. I still didn't know about BPMs. So all of this stuff is happening. Like I'm making millions of dollars. I'm getting popular. I'm traveling around the world. And I don't know shit about BPMs. I don't know nothing about making no record. Fast forward. So when I meet Drake and them, I can listen to see what Drake is doing as a record maker and realize it's a consistency of what he's doing and is night and day different than what I'm doing. So there was never a reason to be jealous because I could tell he was doing stuff. He would use stuff in songs. And I'd be like, oh, I know that. That's tight how he did that. I never had any idea what was going on. So I didn't realize there was something to know until 2011 when Head showed me BPMs in Signal Hill. That was the first time I was like, wait a minute, it's a math in this shit? And then journeying down BPMs, right? Bam, I journeyed down in the samples. Then I started understanding what records were. That stuff started making sense. And then I started getting into hip hop, and that's when it got crazy. I was like, holy shit, this is like a bunch of shit. This ain't just no niggas rapping. This is really how they live. Most niggas think of Timberlands, a baggy jacket, and some big jeans as some rapper shit. Nigga, that is New York street nigga apparel. You don't even connect. You think of Adidas tracksuit as Run DMC. No, that's D-boy shit in New York. You don't realize that there's a real connection that's happening in hip hop. And that was Drake's issue in the beginning of it. Like, he gets hip hop, the art, he doesn't get the culture. And you got to know it means something when you do something. All this stuff has way more meaning than just some damn song. Them niggas, Jam Master Jay was a real D-boy. Rest his soul. That's his shit. They was wearing that shit on the streets, Adidas tracksuit. The world thinks, oh, hip-hop is wearing a tracksuit. Glasses understand New York dope dealer niggas wear tracksuits. That was they get down. Nigga, they fresh. Nigga, Adidas, we out here posted up getting this coin.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I had got this far. So I was telling KD, like, it's no way possible I could be jealous, bro. Them people work for that. Same with Dot. Dot's first mixtape, he had a developmental deal with Def Jam. Kendrick Lamar had a developmental deal with Def Jam for years. Jay was one of the earliest people to believe in Kendrick Lamar, whether people know this or not. Here's some Kendrick history. Y'all love y'all Kendrick history. He was the first person, and Def Jam gave him a developmental deal around the time Jay was in charge. At this time, J-Rock had his deal at Warner. Kendrick had a developmental deal. And I watched him kind of do like these. You know what I compare it to? He made a project where he was rapping just like Jay-Z. That was his first project.
Oh, Kendrick?
Yes.
Wow.
And you know what I like it too, now that I understand? At that time, I was like, I'm like, he's a kid trying to find his style. But now that I see what it is, you know what I liken it to? Did you ever see that video that's going around on Twitter where Kobe was following Hakeem? Hakeem was teaching him footwork?
Yeah.
That's what I liken it to. I liken what Kendrick was doing with Jay-Z's style initially as to Kobe learning footwork from Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, he had the video, he had the songs, and he just was kind of mastering the style that is Jay-Z's. And then, he put out a project that was him doing his version of Jay-Z's style. He did the same thing with Wayne. That's why, whether or not he admits it, one of the hardest things was when Wayne did all of that shit. I know that bothered him because I personally know how much that nigga loved Lil Wayne and how much he looked up to him. His next project was a take on the Carters. He did a whole project where he was rapping like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
That's like Kobe Bryant molding himself after Jordan with fadeaways. Now, at that time, I didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I'm just like, he liked these niggas as rappers, so he rapping like them. I didn't realize he was he was mastering styles. You know what I'm saying? He was mastering styles to develop his own style. And then he came in the NBA as this complete player. By the time it's his time in 2010, 11, you feel me? He mastered all of these styles and became a complete player. And really, his culmination of everything just happened last year. See, he made a lot of shit happen in development. He's a master now.
I don't agree with that.
I know you don't.
That man became a master since, I'm going to say, his mastery shit probably really reached to Damn. I'm going to say Damn.
No, he wasn't even a master.
I'm gonna say Damn. I'm gonna say Damn is what it was.
I think Damn is when he mastered record making.
Yeah.
I don't think he mastered. He was a
master. You only feel like he mastered it because he gave y'all LA sound. You gotta stop this shit, bro.
I don't believe in LA sound, so please don't say
that. No. He had a black belt in Damn, and now he got like his 3rd or 4th degree.
No.
Bro, your Glasses love GNX for the fact that this is the one album that he came out with that really represents where he's from. That's what.
That's being intellectually lazy. You know what I think of hip hop. You know what I think of hip hop, and you know.
Bro, you called this the greatest album of all time.
I did not say that.
Minutes it came out, bro.
I did not say that.
You saw it one time and said, "Yo, this is the greatest album that ever came out."
This is the greatest album that ever came out.
What you said then? What you said then, bro?
I said it was his greatest album.
Same thing. So now
It's
you
not the same.
I walked in that studio, bro,
And I told
and
you
you
this
said
was Kendrick's greatest album.
same thing. So now I
And it's
walked in
not
the
the same
studio.
thing.
I walked in the studio. He's already started the fucking lunch hour, right? I walk in there. He's going crazy. This album, the shit came out 47 minutes ago, B. This is the greatest album he ever came out with.
Shout out
Bro,
to Revenge.
you didn't
It's
finish the
like
album yet.
Revenge. It's like the most culturally fluid album he's ever done. That's the point of hip hop.
Oh, Revenge? Does Revenge like Kendrick also?
Yeah, Revenge is a Kendrick fan too. He just
he's a
like Drake more.
fan.
And
He's a
like,
Drake
man,
fan.
people take Drake's side. People take Kendrick's side, so he just
47 minutes in, bro.
Trap. Listen to me. You know how much I studied hip hop with an adult mind completely different. Trust me when I tell you, street urban culture and culture in general is so important. I'm not going to say Rock La Familia is better than Blueprint or Reasonable Doubt.
It's not.
Yes, he's a master at hip hop last year. That's when, to me, I saw his rise to mastery in hip hop at all levels.
I don't agree with that.
I understand why, but I'm expressing to you why I think so. Because he actually ended up mastering who he was culturally.
You know, I just realized
I think
right
on
now.
other projects, I think he was a master. He mastered storytelling at that point on he
what?
mastered storytelling on Good
On his
Kid.
first album, on Good Kid.
Yep.
Okay,
He
cool.
mastered storytelling, Good Kid. The second one, he mastered Sonics on
T-Pass.
Yeah. I think he mastered records finally on Damn. I think he mastered his emotions on Mr. Morale. But I think right now he entered mastery of hip hop and mastered the culture.
Within you saying that right now, right? That is like a person right now coming to me and going, "Yo, Blueprint is Jay-Z's best album."
It is.
See, it's the same thing. You're thinking within the same way. Blueprint is not better than Reasonable Doubt, bro. It's not better than Reasonable Doubt. No, it's not preference. It's not preference. It's not preference at all. Because when
it's obviously Blueprint is greater.
No, bro. Listen, bro. You're going to literally sit here and tell me that when Jay-Z sat there down and said, "Yo, listen, this is the only album I'm gonna write. It's the only album I'm gonna do, write and do. I'm not doing no other album after this. I'm putting all my scriptures within this one album right here, and I'm never gonna put nothing out other than that ever again. I'm gonna be a CEO from that point on." You know what I'm saying? Then after that came out and it failed, he was like, "Damn, I gotta keep on rapping. They ain't appreciate what the fuck I just put out. I put out scriptures. But now I know what these people want to hear now, so I'm gonna thumb it down just a little bit, and then Volume 1 comes out. And like, damn, I thumbed it out enough right there. They didn't appreciate that right there. Let me thumb this shit down a little bit more so they can digest this shit a little bit more. And then Blueprint, and then Volume 2 comes out, and everybody catches on then. Everybody catches on then, right? So then now, I'm not even mentioning 3 or Dynasty. Then Blueprint comes out and he goes, "Yo, I mastered the what these non motherfuckers want to hear me rap about. They don't want to hear me talk about keep one eye open like CBS. They don't want to hear me go over their head. They want me to give them layers of this shit where I gotta satisfy the person that just wants to hear bullshit. The person want to hear a little something. The person want to hear really me spit some shit right there, B. So now I finally figured out to give them the fucking layers, and that was Blueprint right there. So that's why you can sit there and say, "Yo, that's the man." That was because he satisfied all of his customers. Fuck satisfying the novelist, fucking hip hop listener.
That's why I would think that, because he satisfied customers.
No, because he made fucking certain songs, bro. He made certain songs. You can't sit there and tell me. Okay, bro.
Hey, Trap. No, I'm just saying. I agree. I think you have some points for sure, but I kind of lean towards glasses on this, just because when I listen to Kendrick's album. Okay, so I think that most time we listen to MCs, they got 3, 4, 5, 6 albums. We always go back to their first album, but like that was the rawest album that they ever, because it seemed like everybody's first album, they sound real hungry and raw on that first album. It might not be their best album, but they sound hungry and raw on that first album. And I feel like Kendrick, this might be his best piece of work to me, in my opinion, because he kind of captured it. It almost felt like his first album with it being his last album at the same time. Like it seemed like he had the same, like his first album hunger on it, and he was raw and authentic. And it also seemed like he took all the stuff he's learned throughout being a artist and put it with that album too. So I kind of see what Glasses is talking about with this last album. And I'm not necessarily saying it's my favorite album by his, but I get what he's saying. Like that album, when I listened to that album, GNX, I'm like, damn, this sound like he rapped. It's like he put it all together in that album to me.
All I feel like he did though, B, I feel like Kendrick has been a genius within the way he's been putting his albums out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's found a way to making sure every album is totally different from the last album. You know what I'm saying? And like all great artists grow within their career within the point where they're not going to give you the same album over and over again. So Kendrick gave you a different, they like to say it's a different form of media, a different form of literature. You know what I'm saying? So they say the first album was a movie, the second album was a poem, the third album was then what they call it, their album was radio. I think they said, what was the radio? They said something like that. The fourth album, Mr. Morale, was a play, and this album right here, this album supposed to be radio. I forgot what Dan was supposed to be, but it was different from the literature. So it's just so far and so different than the past one that I think that the next album he come out with, they might say the next album he come out with is the best album.
Well, I don't think nobody thought Mr. Morale was better than Good Kid. So I don't know if that's true.
And I said that, you know what I said that when I heard that? I said, yo, 7 years from now, we have, how many years we have? We have 4 years now? It ain't been 7. I said 7 years from now, people will appreciate Mr. Morale more than they doing it right now. That shows genius within him right there. You know what I'm
saying? I'm not disagreeing that people appreciate it more, but it ain't going to rise in reverence the way you think. Because it's very personal, man. It's like I always tell you with Marvin Gaye. It's like comparing, I want you to hear my dear. Like I keep telling you, like, the more I studied hip hop, man, it is very much a we movement of a group of people. As much as you would like to find your individuality in it and make it all about you and what you want to do, it really needs to be about us. And I can't double down. I can't stress that enough to you from really studying hard.
And
so you feel one question real quick. So you feel within this day and age right now, people talk about mental health right now, that the more and more people are catching on to mental health being a real, issue within the Black community and shit like that, and people need to start going and seeking help and therapy and shit like that. That we just started that probably about like 4 years ago within our community like that. Though you don't feel like as if when time goes on, people will be more attached to this album. I understand that's what he was doing within this album.
I think that, but again, it's like the woke movement. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you'll realize certain things that come across at times. Like, I don't think the mental health conversation is going to stay in our communities or in Black America the way you think.
You think so?
Because the thing about Black America is things that get abused. And like mental health is abused at this point. I'm sick and tired of niggas with trauma words.
I was just about to say the same shit, Trap. I think that it's kind of oversaturated right now. And I think people getting tired of the shit.
Because you start to watch people use it as a coping mechanism versus a real pathway to solutions.
They almost using it as a cop out too, like almost a crutch now.
I can't really do that.
I don't know if it's gonna reshape.
Bro, y'all probably both around my age right there. And the reason why I attached more to the mental health thing though is because it was so long as I was growing up when you would see your homie that was shot out. And you ain't understand, like, yo, why the fuck this nigga bugged out, B? Like, why he doing what he doing?
We definitely see it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And now the answer of it,
for real.
Even women, ain't just the homies, women too, though. You know what I'm saying? And it was like the answer of it, we wasn't thinking at that time, like, yo, this person need to really probably go get some help within the whole shit, B.
Shout out to No Cuz, and I agree. Nobody had a bad relationship anymore. They were abused. That's what it does.
Yeah. I agree.
It kind of allows you to escape any level of accountability. It's why I kind of, like, I agree people go see a therapy, but I'm also really careful because a therapist makes you believe everything is everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
Therapy is not about accountability. Like, their accountability is something like barriers. Like, oh, just put up a barrier against this person. And it's like, nah, you really need to fix yourself. Like, you got to really work on yourself. Everything won't feel as bad as if you work on yourself. But they'll tell you just shut somebody else out versus how to fix yourself and be able to exist in a room with somebody that's doing something you don't like. So that's why I could be in a room with Drake or Kendrick and none of it bother me because I'm always working on myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the truth. So as odd as it sounds, Trap, I get why you feel that way, but trust me, I studied enough records and albums to know when an artist nails it and why it's going to be successful, why it's going to connect, what does it represent. You can't tell me no album that don't represent the street urban culture that he grew up in sonically and that captures our beats, our pace of life and our lingo and dialogue would not be the most revered representation of that. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Like I said, like I think Rock La Familia has some great songs on there, but it just will never be him in his element the same. It's just not.
It's funny, Trap, because when I think about Jay and I listen to Blueprint and I listen to Reasonable Doubt, it's funny because I feel like those are the two albums that people always like, oh, that's his best one. That's his best one. Kendrick with this album, GNX, it's almost like he put his Reasonable Doubt and his Blueprint together. Like that's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like his first and his last put together. Like it sounded like the grittiness of your first, the rawness and grittiness of your first album mixed with your last album, the you being a complete artist. And that's why I felt when I would listen to GNX, I said, God damn, that nigga put that first album vibe with and put that like his like what everything he found out through the game and put it together and just made a I don't know, like you said, maybe people might say his next album might be his greatest. I don't know if that's gonna be possible. This might be the one right here.
Again, man, it might be a while to me before you even get another Kendrick album. We'll see. But I just kind of know the space you have to get in to even get where you got in this situation. I know how much energy I could look in his face, and see what he feeling. Like I could feel it. I know what it feels like.
So full of shit, man.
I'm just saying, imagine Jay put Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint together.
That's Black Album. That's Black Album. That's Black Album. Cool. That's Black Album. That's Black Album right there. Yo, listen, this guy's full of shit.
Black Album?
That's Black Album.
All right.
This guy's full of shit right now, bro. Because after he heard Mr. Morale, he goes home and tells him everything that GNX delivered. You did? Glasses, you did?
I'm not saying I didn't say nothing.
Okay. But you told him everything GNX delivered. That's what you told him, bro.
But again, you got to look at how I looked at it. Like somebody like Drake or somebody like Kendrick. I don't think they didn't think I didn't know nothing. All they knew was that I had some records, I was being successful, and I was that nigga, period. That's what they knew. I didn't know that they knew nothing. So as I'm learning stuff, I'm sharing with friends. I'm sharing ideals with friends. But again, that's why this record is already triple platinum. That's why that song is diamond. That's why it's gonna be is because it's true to hip hop.
Coach, this man Coach can do it. Coach, I don't know if you know. The man hated Mr. Morale. He told him, bro, you gotta bring an album that got culture and body to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Who you are, where you from.
I'm learning hip hop though.
He telling him that shit.
I do know that, Trap. I definitely do know that. And I do feel like Glasses probably has some influence with how this album came out. And maybe he feels partial to that because but
hold on.
Why you think Kendrick said the nigga name? Hold on. Why you think Kendrick said the nigga name first in the Grammy speech? Let me say everybody name.
Hold on. Good Kid, Mad City. Hold on. My first album, Beach Cruiser, not the one that came out, the real one that all the homies had, that influenced Good Kid. I didn't have no connection to that record.
But you physically came out and said, like, this is, I don't know if this was it right here. And you might need to.
No, I didn't. No, me telling him something is, I didn't tell everybody else. I only told the people that I talked to. I wouldn't lead no campaign to say I didn't like a record.
So do you, and like I said, I agree with you on GNX. I think that's his best body of work.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like it might be his best body of work because you was looking for something better than
Yes.
Mr. Morale.
There's no
Yes.
personal connection to it. There's personal songs that I identify, but that's always been his whole catalog. But this is the first one. When I think of hip hop, this is how Kendrick is going to be celebrated. It's like All Eyes on Me for Tupac. When Pac finally realized, like, you know what? I need to start respecting producers way more. Like the fact we never got a Shock G produced, a whole Shock G produced Tupac album. I remember
crazy.
talking to Money B. I hope Money B don't get mad at me for telling this story. But Money B was telling me how him and Pac didn't really trip hard enough off the digital underground movement. Because they were looking at everything else that's happening and everything else is thugged out. You know what I mean? This is Chronic comes out. You know what I mean? Like they chasing Public Enemy. You know what I mean? They chasing all this hard. Ice Cube is destroying shit if you in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? Cube is devastating. And they didn't really trip off Shock G. So when you listen to the first Tupac album, right? Tupac Lives Now, there's really no Shock G production on it, or it's minimal, if at all.
Oh, so that's why
Shock
it's trash.
G, who at this time is making some of the biggest records in hip hop for sure on the West Coast.
Yeah, Tupac Lives Now, that shit you call whack trap.
Yeah,
that's why it's trash. That's why.
Right? So it's like digital, and people don't realize this. This almost gonna sound like a hot take, but in 1990, Digital Underground was probably as big, if not bigger, than NWA.
That is a hot take. I will say that.
Yeah, but like, NWA didn't have no Humpty Dance. NWA didn't have no same song.
Kiss
NWA
me and I'll kiss you back.
None of that shit. You know what I mean?
Kiss me and I'll kiss you back.
That was fire. When
how big Digital Underground was.
The Humpty Dash was its own movement for a long ass time.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that shit. That nigga about to make me start doing the Humpty Dance in this bitch.
For somebody to be that well versed in making records, and then you're coming from out of their camp. Remember, Pac, Digital Underground presented Pac to the world. First time you heard Pac was on the same song. You saw Pac in the movie with Digital Underground, Dan Aykroyd and them. Like they put Tupac on Digital Underground.
Yeah.
Is that how he got into acting?
Yeah, he was in a movie with Digital Underground.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm saying, for that producer to be in your back pocket and you don't use them on the first album, you know, that says a lot. And I think Money B was saying that they were chasing something harder, so they didn't really see it. And right, and then Pac finishes his first album. Shout out to Nisha 28, true, nothing but trouble. Right? They finished the first album, right? And nothing really big happens. Like it kind of goes and comes. They push Brenda's Got a Baby. It's not quite developing at radio the right way. Things are not happening. So then you double back, right? You double back and you go to Shock G. And then Shock G gives you your first solo hit record. So you leave from Shock G, who puts you on the same song. That's a hit record. One of a few hit records, right? From Digital Underground. You go do your own thing, right? Because you got your deal. And nothing, you know, you don't get big records out of it, I should say. You get a profile, but you don't get big records. You're like, all right. So then you go to Shock G. Shock G is putting you on a song. This is Shock G's song. This is a Digital Underground song. People don't know I Get Around is a Digital Underground song.
No, was it? Was it for real?
Money B told me.
It came across. I always thought it was.
Sure.
I always thought it was.
Right. And then so, you know, you rap on that song, right? You rap on that song, and now you got your first solo hit record.
But all around,
what you I Get Around is my first solo hit record.
But he had Brenda Got a Baby came out before that though, right?
But Brenda Got a Baby didn't blow up. Like it was more of like
kind of did.
No.
Kind of did.
No.
That shit was on Rap City. That shit was on Rap City every day.
That's not. I know, but that's
she was on the radio, New York. At least in New York, y'all wasn't fucking on the West Coast because y'all was mad. He shot the video on the East Coast, which y'all was mad about.
We didn't even know that.
Over there.
We didn't even know that part, Trap. Not in 1991. We even know that.
We fucked with it. We fucked with it over here.
I'm not saying you didn't like the song. I'm saying a national hit.
Charted.
Who? No,
what did I Get Around probably did chart higher than that. That's a fact.
That's not even close. But Trap, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah, because I feel like Brenda Got a Baby was because you know why? Brenda Got Baby had a lot of storyline to the shit though.
Yeah,
At the
it
time
was
in New
based
York,
off a real story in New York.
exactly. So it kind of hit different in New York. We understood what I'm saying, like the impact of what the song was. It might not have charted, but what he was talking about was like front page.
Was a New York story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, I think he got connection to audience.
yeah.
Right. Chart. It didn't chart on the big charts, but it did make the hot rap songs chart at 3.
Brenda Got a Baby.
Yep. The hot rap songs.
That's big. That's big, man. B. That's big.
Hey, Trap, I actually think people start liking Brenda Got a Baby more after.
Yeah, I agree.
Pac.
Later.
Yeah, like later.
People go back and they talk because none of us.
He was on it from the jump, bro, because the story just came out, bro. Like,
Here
the
you
story
go.
came out like that.
Listen. I Get Around was number 11 in the country of all records.
Oh damn, yeah, you got it. That's crazy.
All records.
You got it. I'm
right?
done.
Like not rap records, not 3 rap. I'm talking
Hot
every record
100.
was number 11.
Hot 100. It went 11. That's crazy.
Number 11. So
that's crazy.
I say that to say, like, I think he started respecting producers more. Like he saw that and then he kept doing it. But back to GNX, it's why All Eyes on Me was such a great work. It was the work. Like same with GNX. So anyway, rewind back to I digress to the original point. It would be hard for me to be jealous of Drake or Kendrick. I really felt like they put in more work than me. Like I really felt like at the beginning they put in way more work than me in the business of making records. So I could never be jealous. That's like me being jealous at Coach and shit because he could play basketball better or he got muscles and shit. This nigga been working out. He works out for a living. How could I be jealous of something that if I wanted to achieve it, I would put in the work he put in? So even though some people could look at other successful people and be like, oh, that person's successful, you feel me? I also understand that there's something they put in to be successful. I'm not voided of the information. Maybe if I didn't know no better, I could be jealous. You know what I mean?
I feel like real niggas don't really get jealous though.
Nah, bro. I gotta hate my body.
You know it's something you could do to do that.
Yeah, I don't feel like. I feel like it's especially your peers. It look really bad when you get jealous of your peers too. It look terrible.
I'm telling it all the time. Niggas talking about, yo, you hating. Yo, bro, that shit don't fit me, B. You know what I'm saying? That hate, I can't hate on nobody. I can never hate on nobody. I know who I am. So I'm never gonna do that. I big people up, B. I'm more person big people up when they at where they at though.
It's funny that you said that, Trap, that you know who you are. Because when Glasses is saying all this shit, it come across more that because he understand himself.
Exactly.
Less than, of Drake and them doing putting in a lot of work, but more that he knew that he wouldn't put in the work they was doing. And they go like, I ain't even doing. I don't even deserve what they got right now.
That's how I felt. When I realized what it was, 2011 to 2020, I was like, oh man, I don't deserve to even be in this shit. That's why I stopped doing everything and trying to make money and really was like, let me put in the work. Let me learn and see what's happening.
I respect that too. When he told me that story, I respected the fuck out of that shit. That shit was a dope story.
I was like, damn, like these niggas know. And then all this is happening and everybody making, Drake and them is taking over. Kendrick is positioning himself. I got to learn because I didn't learn before I came in. And then I just started learning and I made it my business to know. So now a lot of my confidence comes because I am aware. Like I've done a lot of measuring and I did the work. So I was telling KD, there's no way possible I could be jealous of homie. Like it just wouldn't make sense. Like I think he earned everything he got. I said, I get it. You feel like I'm mad at him because the little homie putting belt to ass and I just keep making fun of him. I said he just keep going out like a goofball. It ain't nothing personal, fool. He just goofy and it's funny.
Motherfuckers can't see, yo, bro. How you? That's why my brother get me mad so much though, B. And I think that my brother so much really he don't want to cheer for the nigga at all, but he got to because he fuck with him like that though. Know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like, bro, you don't see this, you don't find shit as being. I'm gonna judge you right now. If I ask you this question right now, and depending on the way you're gonna answer this question, I'm gonna look at you crazy, B. I tell you like that. And I ask him a question, he be like, well, I don't think you should be doing it like that, but I'm just, bro, listen, bro. Stop trying to find a fight for this man, B. The man doing corny shit. Cut it out, bro. That's it, bro.
Hey, but Trap, G, we living in some weird times right now, though.
Yeah. Definitely are.
I'm going to be honest with you, nigga.
I'm glad we're going to finish off this conversation, too. Let me hit these super chats.
Okay.
Shout out to DMac215. Thank you for the $5. Glasses, I'm a fan of you as a podcaster. 25 and 16 is weird. That's definitely creepy. To me, it is at 25, but I don't know. Some 25-year-olds is different, so I ain't finna get into that. Shout out to Kevin Ali. Thank you for the $5, my boy. Jay-Z doesn't care about what these niggas think. The only person whose opinion might influence him going public is Beyonce, assuming that's his son. Good point.
I don't agree with that. He
Shout
worried
out
about
to
the
Kevin
world.
Ali. Thank you for the $5. GNX reminds me of Stillmatic. Fresh off of victory, letting the world know you're one of them ones. It does give Stillmatic vibes. Does give Stillmatic vibes. I love Stillmatic.
Yeah, that was a great comment actually.
Yeah,
that was a real
it was in that time too. Stillmatic was hard too.
Yeah, Stillmatic was fire.
That shit was great. I was like, this nigga's going deep.
I got a blueprint.
Yeah. I wanted to share something with y'all. I think Gunna missed a moment in hip hop. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Gunna came home. Thank God for that brother and his family. They had a hit record. You know, they you know what fuck you mean? It was a hit record. But I think he missed a moment to visit something really important in street urban culture. Right? And I notice he spends a lot of time avoiding that conversation. Like he's doing everything in his power to not have to address his actions. He spent a lot of time and he does a lot of things to not address his actions. And eventually, he's going to be forced to address his actions. He's going to be forced to address the concept of him snitching. He's going to be forced to address his relationship. And I think he missed a moment to truly make a connection with the audience.
You think he's going to be forced?
Yeah, because you're not going to keep getting... Okay, like when you first hot, when you come home, you came home from jail, you hot, you on fire. Everybody care about what you think. And you drop a hit record. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, it works out. But slowly, those records, you start to lose appeal because even what people will refer to as civilians, nobody like a bitch-ass nigga. Nobody like a man who doesn't want to be accountable. Like, I don't care how much we want to celebrate fame and money. Nobody, especially black folk, don't like nobody who really a sucker. Even a kid don't like a snitch. So I think he missed a moment. And I think slowly as he put out stuff and he put out stuff and he put out stuff. Everybody, shout out to Revenge. Revenge say he's not slowing down. Yes, he is, Revenge. All you gotta do is look at his chart placements. The records are going, you're going to change how you feel about the records. The same thing that's happening to Drake is happening to Gunna. There is an excel because these are talented artists, but eventually the cultural cachet comes off of them. Like, you got to realize this in hip hop, and this is what I was telling the UK brothers, some I was tweeting. Hip hop is not just like, as Trap keeps saying, bars and writing and bars and blah, blah, blah. They're not talking about the understated thing that we call culture. They're not talking about that understated thing. It comes so second nature. I was just telling Trap this morning when we was talking, like, you look at Wu-Tang on stage, 50, 60 years old, them niggas is like, they still it. They move like they it. It's a way they move that screams New York City. It's a whole everything. And we don't talk about it because all a person that screams New York City got to do is write and rap. But a lot of people have gotten further in hip hop or in rap music, I should say, because they can write well. But if you don't have the culture that makes it come across cool, it's a problem.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with everything you're saying, except for the fact that he probably not going to have to.
I guarantee you, because it's going to start costing him success.
It already is.
No, it's going to get worse.
No.
Shout out to Revenge. He's the ass lady gonna tell you. I'm willing to bet everybody in this room. I know.
What he say? What he say?
I'm willing to bet he's going to have to address it. He's going to have to deal with it.
So you don't think by like, I don't listen. First off, when you had this in the title of the room, I'm like, I don't even know because Gunna been I ain't been tapping the Gunna for a long time.
I know.
So like, but I think that when I see him on stage standing with Thugger and Thugger bring him out, that's addressing it right there. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
I mean, that happened?
Yeah.
That's something that happened recently?
No, it was tricky. You got to see it, but it's not
real. Yeah,
But
but
the thing is,
the optic was seeing like that though, bro. So if I'm coming out on the stage with the person I say I snitched on, then what I gotta address then?
it's not because it's going to matter with him progressing with an audience.
Nah, these niggas don't give a
Okay.
fuck.
Remember, okay. So you watch the first album perform, you watch the second album perform less, third album is performing less, fourth album will perform less. He's going to
Now
get
and
good.
now that he come out on the stage with Thugger and he featured on a track with Thugger, these motherfuckers ain't gotta address nothing. These niggas is suckers when it comes to that situation, B. I'm not even gonna go with it. Now I'm like talking about this type of shit, B. For real, for real.
K-Way says Gunna has a niche following and those followers do not care about street urban culture. That's a lie. The only reason they listen to him because of street urban culture. Y'all gotta stop. I get it. That's how it feels. It feels like that. I get why it feels that way. It's the same thing
Yeah,
I told
bro.
him about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I told everybody how that was gonna play. He came home, it was big, it was popping.
Yeah,
I
bro. Let me
get
tell
it,
you something.
but
I
you gotta believe in it, or you gonna learn the hard way.
was in a concert last night. I might not have seen no street urban coach up in that shit, B. I went to two separate. I went to the Wu-Tang concert in Madison Square Garden. Street urban culture pouring out of the building. I went to Tyler concert last night. I might not have seen none of that shit, B.
Yeah, but that's because it's completely the
Might
opposite.
not have seen none of that shit, B.
Revenge.
They
No, he did not
don't
agree with
care,
me.
bro. They don't care, bro. What you talking about? Motherfuckers had on preppy, had on prep. My daughter went through there. I went through with my daughter. She had on a tie with a white shirt, and bro. And the night before, it was pouring out of Madison Square Garden. So all that was in there. All that was in there, bro. The next night, Tyler night, none of it was in there.
Yeah, G don't want to believe that street urban culture might not run some of these guys' careers. Like
Okay.
you think that what about the music though? Maybe it's just because the music ain't good.
It's not the music, man. The
You don't
music
think
the music never been good. Hip hop, that's not like if
you
you
don't think
understand.
Gunna never dropped no good shit?
But music ain't
Gunna
it
had
ain't about
them
good,
slime
bro.
seasons was crazy.
It's rooted in too much other stuff for it to just be good.
Man, it's funny because I'm kind of on the fence in this because I see what you're saying because 6ix9ine did have a crazy fall off after and Gunna do
No,
look like
and
it's happening to Gunna too.
it wasn't happening when it first came on. It wasn't. He was on the biggest interviews. He had made all this money. He signed the deal for $10 million, and it was all big deal. Slowly, everybody realizes you are a bitch ass nigga. Everybody gonna fight for you right now while you rich. You can do all that shit. You got money. I don't care. You will start to care because if you snitch, your kids gonna call you a snitch if they grew up how we grew up. First time you argue, it's going to come down to this. And I think he missed a moment to really do something special in hip hop to just pursue what he thought was going to make him some money.
And you got super valid points, and your points are great. And you could be right. I don't know, but my only problem with that with everything you're saying is Bobby Shmurda. Like, what the fuck? That nigga did everything right, came back out, and now he washed too.
Shout out to Jamal Omar. Thank you for the $20. Some tacos on me. Much love, homie. Appreciate that. Shout out to Nisha28, $20. Yes, you do owe me a burrito. I believe the Clips was going to do 200, but 112 with no big label backing and the chef's kiss. Thanks, gentlemen. Trap did say that if it's at 112, we already know. No Sitters Live, lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here at Digital Soapbox. Thank y'all for stopping by. We back here on Monday. I think we'll only be on the No Sitters by Glasses Malone page, so make sure y'all subscribe to that page ASAP. Get them likes up before we jet up out of here. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. We finna get about this thing, man. Make sure y'all go listen to that Conversations on the Tuesday this weekend while you ain't doing nothing. Conversations on the Tuesday, just the No Ceilings podcast. Go listen to that. Much love and see y'all Monday.
Easy.